Well, it's good to meet you, man.
Good to meet you too.
It's always a pleasure of this job. One of the perks is that I get to shake hands with affable comedians such as yourself, and then we pretend like we're old friends.
We should do
that.
Yeah,
we didn't even do that, did we? Yeah, perks of the job. It's good to meet you, man. Finbar.
That's me.
Tell me, that's a. I haven't heard that one before.
Yeah, it's,
Is that where's that? Is that
it's
Middle
Irish.
Eastern? Okay.
Middle East.
I don't know why I said that.
All right,
but
let's get into it. Israel Palace.
straight off the bat.
Who we got?
Who we got? No, so it's Irish.
It's Irish. Yeah, there's a Saint Finbar of Ireland. I don't know what he's patron saint of.
What he does?
I don't know what he does.
Something with fishing, I assume. I don't know.
Fishing.
There's a fin
Oh,
in there.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe it's the patron saint of fishing and drinking.
So you
I
just
don't know.
go by Finbar.
That's it. Yeah, my full name's Finbar Martinez Bennett, but no one wants to say that.
No,
You don't wanna-
I'm upset you said it in the first place.
Exactly. I should have kept my mouth shut.
That's
Finbar,
sick.
that's it.
Did you operate? Did you start with your full name and then there was some room bookers or someone that were like, man, that's too much to put on the poster. Can you just?
No one said anything, but it's like, you know when you're on, well, I don't know how long your name is, but when you're on a lineup and your name is on the poster and it takes up like 3 lines and everyone else is just one, I'm just like, all right.
Let me drop this down.
Yeah, I better reel this in a little
People
bit.
think you're headlining
Yeah,
every open mic.
yeah. People think that there's just 3 acts: Finbar, Martinez, and then Bennett.
And then Bennett, yeah. That's cool, man. Well, I didn't know it was Irish. It's nice. But it's interesting to see what people operate with and then how they get up on stage, what their stage names are, their styles. I want to ask about your style. I've never had the joy of seeing you perform, but how would you describe your style in stand-up?
Bloody funny, mate.
Funny stuff, mate. Guaranteed money back. Funny stuff.
No, I do I think I do some whimsical stuff, but I do like jokes.
Yeah.
Like with just set up punchline, like here's this joke.
Great.
Not like one-liners, but just like, structured jokes, I think.
Yeah.
And then there's some silly stuff as well, and I don't know. I just try to have as much fun as possible on stage.
Yeah, for sure. And
But
is that something that you took from comedians that inspired you? So who was the first comedian that you ever saw? It could be on like DVD, could be on in person, could be an old VHS that your dad had or something. Was there an early comedian?
The first bit I remember was a Louis C.K. bit. And I remember watching it on TV and I didn't get it at all, but everyone was laughing and I was like, holy shit, like they're laughing at things I don't even understand.
I want to be a part of this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, well, I wanted to learn why it's funny. I was like, I need to know why that was funny.
Do you remember what the bit is? Did you sit
I
and
remember,
learn it?
yeah, I actually
You're like, still haven't figured it out. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I actually remember. Yeah, it's my opener now. No, it's like women, like in sex, they're like they like to face that way so that they can like. Was it Louis C.K. or was it like Jim Owen or something? Well, they like to face that way so they can like see what's happening around the house as well. I don't know. They're just like they're just like
things.
yeah, observing. They're just like, oh, that needs changing. Like they
That's
can
good.
like their mind is elsewhere when they're.
I could see that being Jim
having
Owen
sex.
or Louis C.K.
Yeah.
Louis C.K. if he had like a little fuck women bit in there as well, a little jab at women as well. In there might be more Louis.
Oh, they've had it all their own way for far too long.
That time I took it back. So that was like one of the first bits you remember seeing. Is there a comedian that you particularly look up to today? Like could be in the scene, like in the Australian scene or just internationally, who you like you love it. And what is it about them that you admire?
Sam Campbell for sure.
Sammy Campbell.
Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah, he's so original, just so goddamn funny, and just so quick. And it's just like you haven't even got over the last punchline, and he's hitting you with another one, and it's just
beating
bang,
you up.
bang, bang. But then I was watching John Pinder last night. It was the same thing. It was just like they haven't even comprehended the last. I don't know, like he does these wild, crazy, like vocal range stuff, and it's like that. It's just the laughter is just like dragged on and on and on, and all he's got to do is keep milking that tiny bit. Yeah, and then it was just fantastic. But that's recently, but all time got to be Sam Campbell.
Yeah, awesome, man. And so you're saying it's like the mastery, so to speak, because it's funny because Sam Campbell and John Pinder both like very stylistically different in a way. What do you think like? There's so many different styles, so many different great comedians that are working. What's a quality that they all have that you think? What do you need to have to be a great comedian, in your opinion? Is there anything like any consistent factor?
I've like The thing I've been thinking about recently about how to get from this level to this level, it seems to be just how to get what I was talking about, that rolling laughter throughout, so like that there's never silence. Like, and obviously, and then there can be silence, but it's like because it's intentional and you've played it, you're playing with the tension as well. But just to, I don't know, just to, some people do it different. It can be pace. It can be just like they're laughing at the character, but just like never, like, is anyone just like silent and just waiting for the punchline, which is something like I aspire to get to. But
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'm trying to work that out at the moment.
And being tight with whatever your style is and sort of...
Yeah.
You're not getting too... Yeah, because there can be... I know what you're saying, because there can be that stuff where it's like, I'm just working at the moment. I'm using tension. It's like, there's just no punchlines. That's just tense for 25 minutes for no reason. Yeah, that's good. I like that.
Creating tension with the audience's minds of whether they should have come here.
Yeah, exactly. If I'm going to get a refund. You watched comedy early on. I don't know what year that was for you when you started watching Jim Owen or possibly Louis C.K., whatever it was. When's the first time you try stand-up comedy? Like, what year do you remember? And how did it go, your first set? Like
2018, late 2018.
Late 2018.
So I think I'm coming on 5 years around about now.
Okay, paint me the picture. Was it like a local open mic? What happened?
Yes, local open mic. So basically, I had done like a series of comedy plays.
Oh.
I studied like drama at university and stuff.
Yeah, nice.
And I put on like, I wrote a script for a subject and people found it funny. I was like, I'm going to turn this into a play. And I just got a bunch of mates to be in it. And we did that and it was awesome. And it crushed to an audience of my friends and, family and stuff.
Crowd,
yeah. So I was on cloud nine. I was like, I can do this shit easy.
Yeah.
And I was literally thinking at that moment, I was like, yeah, I think I could write one of these and perform it like once every 2 months. That'll give me enough money to live off.
Yeah, planning it all.
Yeah, just play after play. Like, I'll do like 6 a year. Yeah. And I was like, this is easy.
I'll just book out the Opera House by 2020.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And then I was like, all right, I'll give stand-up a crack. Surely it's as easy as this shit. And then I did my first gig. I wasn't even on the lineup. Someone had like, the Sit Down Comedy Club in Brisbane had posted that there's like a open mic spot, free first in best dress. And I got there like 2 hours before the gig. And I didn't even have a joke. And I thought I could just go up and wing it.
You're a madman.
And I went up there and I bombed. And then I started going, I don't even do this. I do like comedy plays and everyone really loves that.
Oh, yes. They get all meta and like,
yeah, so not only does everyone not think I'm funny, they also hate me now as well. And then, so I don't know, like everyone in the room, comedian and audience, just despised me. And then I was working to redeem myself after that.
Yeah, so like, how do you, like, what happens after that gig? You get off the stage, you just like, what just happened? Like, you got to shower that off. You just drive home in silence. That's always a fun one. You just, no radio for you, no music for you. You don't deserve it. Just windows down, contemplating life.
Definitely.
And then what brings you back? Like, you're like, I'm going to do this again.
I still haven't come back.
Oh, that's it. That was the one gig.
I'm still chasing the...
That's sick. That's so good.
Yeah, maybe we'll find it tonight. Yeah. Maybe I'll get to that.
It's a performance act from the lounge. They've flown you over just to get you
just to
the comedy
save
play
him from rock bottom.
That's good, man. Yeah, well, it's interesting. I always ask because some comedians start and they start pretty well. They get that encouragement, which sounds like you kind of had with the comedy plays. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You had a feeling that like, I know this is possible. I can see a scenario in which this works. And then some comedians start on the opposite, right? Where they're like, they're starting with just these horrific bombs and these soul-crushing moments, and then they somehow work their way up to being great. I mean, those comedians scare me.
Well, that breeds the best comics.
You think?
Yeah, I reckon, because
you're chasing something
because
pure.
If you're terrible at this and you're just like, I need to get better, that's a great mentality to have. But if your first gig goes pretty good and all your friends come, and then you can just get into this sense of just comfortability, just like, oh, okay, I'll just do these jokes again. They seem to have worked the first time. And then you get into a habit of laziness.
Yeah.
But I think that sucking for years is the best way, like the best thing to motivate you.
Right.
To just have better jokes.
Yeah, just trial by fire.
Yeah.
Figured out the thing. Yeah, I agree. That's pretty cool. Do you have any well, because actually, no, before we get into that, we're talking about bombing. We're talking about people bombing for years in order to get good. Everyone loves a good bomb story. Are there any that come to your mind? I mean, that first one sounds pretty wild at the sit down. But is there any other ones like, you know, because sometimes bombs can be even more painful when you don't expect to bomb and you're like, I'm pretty, you know, I'm getting all right.
Yeah.
One takes you by surprise.
Oh man. So I started running and hosting shows about 6 months into
Beautiful.
doing stand-up.
Beautiful.
Which went exactly how you probably think it would go.
Yeah.
So I used to run a show. It was at this place called Marquee Bar. I don't know if have you ever been to Brisbane?
No, I mean, I've been in and out of the city for heaps, but I haven't been to this, the industry of, so to speak, of comedy.
Yeah, so there's like a bar called Rick's.
Okay.
And it's like, I don't know, it's like the, like grungy, like, I don't know, like it's like a dive bar, but like.
Pretty famously so.
Yeah, like the lowest of the low.
Yeah.
And that bar owns the venue across the road, and it's called Marquee Bar, and I used to run this show there. Anyway, the first show I hosted, 20 or 30 of my closest friends came, and I bombed up a storm. And then like halfway through the show, this heckler comes in from the street, just like crackhead or something, and just starts like doing these heckles and then like running away and just like coming in and out of the venue, just like causing the biggest
security
ruckus.
letting him in and out. They're like, do what you want.
Yeah, exactly. Or there was no security.
Yeah.
He was the security.
That was the security guard.
Yeah.
You suck. Runs out, checks IDs, comes back.
Yeah.
That's great. So it was like and that was the low point of that was just horrendous. 30 friends watching you.
The most horrendous part was he was getting more laughs than me.
Totally. Yeah. They sided with him. Yeah.
Yeah, he was crushing
crushing
up a storm, and I was fucking eating it, and I couldn't even come back funny to him. I was just like, he's just like, "Ugh," and he was just calling out like, "You're gay!"
Oh,
and I'd be like,
perfect.
Yeah. And then
sometimes the simple heckles, there's nothing to say to him.
Yeah, I think everyone started chanting his name, and they didn't even know it.
They didn't even know it. They just guessed the name.
Yeah,
David. That's a rough
guy.
one. Yeah, you know what's amazing? I would have started the other cycle of him because he would have left thinking, this comedy shit's easy. I just crushed.
Exactly.
Then he went to the sit down. He melted down. He's like, I don't even do this. I just smoke crack. I don't even like.
Yeah, and he was John Pinder.
That was.
And now he's great. Now he's crushing it.
And that's what it means. You got to start shit and work your way back up.
Yep.
Shout out to John Pinder. The heckling crackhead that could. Any pre-show rituals that you get into, Finbar? Anything that you like backstage before you come out? I mean, at a certain point, I think it kind of becomes muscle memory. You kind of find your own rhythms. But is there anything that you kind of like mindset-wise have to remind yourself? Any mantra? Any sort of breathing? You know, any lucky jock straps? Any fucking things that you'd like to do?
There actually is. Yeah, like if it's like a important show and I really don't want to bomb, then I've got to like do. This sounds cringe, but I have to do like sort of circular breathing or. What am I talking about? Just meditative, like breathing.
Yeah.
And I have to get in a real peaceful state of mind.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just kind of tell myself, like, no matter what happens, like, no one's going to care, even tomorrow. Like, no one's going to remember this apart from you, like a week from now.
Oh, man, that's so
And I just tell myself that. And just having that pressure off just lets me be loose. And because I'm funny when I'm loose and not nervous and just confident. So just telling myself that gets me into a great state of mind.
Oh, that's so good, man. I wish more people could hear that and like spread that out. And it sounds defeating, but it's actually like empowering. No one gives a shit.
Yeah.
No one cares.
Yeah, no one cares about you. No one cares about how you did.
Even the rule booker to an extent, because they can tell that you're not phoning it in. You're trying.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's just, that's great.
Someone said to me recently, like, other people, they fail at their job and people die. And, you know, if we fail at our job, sure, you've maybe ruined 10 minutes or whatever you're doing of these people's nights, but it's not even the whole night.
That's true.
Unless you're a host, and then it is the whole night.
Yeah, that's true. But as the paramedic is failing, there's no like crackhead heckling them, being like, "You suck, you suck at CPR. He's dying.
You're gay. You're resuscitating him. That's gay.
Mouth to mouth is gay."
Oh.
Heckling paramedics. That's a new YouTube channel. That'll be fun. Oh man. Listen, comedy advice is always so cringe, you know? Like everyone takes it with a grain of salt. There's so many different ways to do this thing and no one really knows the best way. It's kind of the beauty of it. But is there any advice that you had early on, or any guidance or any sort of lessons, I guess, maybe you learned through the fire that you wish you'd learned at the start and you think is applicable to kind of whoever you are?
Stuff I wish I knew early on. It's so hard because all the lessons I'm learning now are like most applicable to where I'm at.
Yeah, of course, right?
Now. So like, I don't know, but when I started, I guess, I don't know, just something simple, just like, yeah, relax, slow down, take your time on stage. Yeah. Like you don't have to, if something doesn't get a laugh, you don't have to panic. I guess the biggest thing that can help anyone that I've realized recently is there's no worse state to be in on stage than visibly nervous. So like, you know, if you don't seem confident, they can sense that. So just whatever you're doing, even if you're bombing, just do it with confidence. Just bomb the shit out of that room.
Yeah, just light it on fire.
Yeah, just like back yourself. Because most of the time they will come around. They're just like, oh, he's really going for it.
They'll be like, this is an act. This is, we're supposed to feel this way.
Exactly. And then just, I don't know, what I said earlier, just try and remember, like, they don't care. Like, no one cares except you about how you're doing. Like, you know, they might care right now. They will forget in probably 2 hours.
Yeah. You're just going to have to, like, slip out the back and just get out of there. Like, don't shake anyone's hand.
How bad's a gig where you bomb and then you've got to leave, but you can't get out apart from through the audience?
Very good.
And you're just like, what do I do? Do I have to stay for the whole show to see as little people as possible?
Even better than that is when you got a lift with a comedian that did really well. Oh. So then you're leaving together and everyone's shaking their hand, being like, you were, good enough.
Yeah.
You,
and you were so brave for getting up.
Yeah, you son, what's happening? You just was a Make-A-Wish you getting up tonight? What's happening? Yeah, man, I know what you mean. Is there? I want to ask some silly questions as well. These are some more open-ended, really silly things. What is the meanest thing that anyone has ever said about your comedy? Could be a friend, could be a reviewer. Could be a heckle even.
The meanest
from the crowd.
Thing.
Was it Crackhead Dave just saying gay? Was that pretty?
Yeah,
pretty chill one.
Yeah, that wasn't about my comedy. That was just me as a.
Yeah, it was just you. That was just because he loved you and he knew.
Yeah. He was like,
he matched with you on Grindr and he wanted you to know.
The meanest thing anyone's ever said. I don't know. Just I had a heckle the other night, and it was just the classic when's the comedy start. And that was fine.
Sure.
But what really, really pissed me off is it was a bigger room and I couldn't even see the dude.
Yeah.
So I couldn't even see who I was talking to. And then I'm trying to like battle with just a voice in the shadows. Yeah. Like another, like he could have been not even in the room.
Yeah.
Like he could have been not a real person even. Like I have no idea.
You just heard your thoughts.
Yeah.
Watching a breakdown on stage.
Yeah, exactly. And this dude's just heckling me. Like, when's the comedy start? And I'm like, who said that? And he's like, me. And I'm like, you.
Damn you, Dave.
Yeah. And I'm just like, why do you do? And then usually when someone heckles, I can be like, well, you're bald and ugly, so whatever.
You can't see.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, you were a shadowy man.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
I'm battling a hypothetical person.
What is the quality that you're most jealous of in other people?
Oh.
Do you know what I mean? Like something like if you see, like just out and about, you see someone, you're like,
yeah,
screw you for this quality.
Oh, it's just like, I think it's self-worth.
Right.
Yeah.
Seems to be a pretty common thread for comedians hating the self-worth. So it's always the same.
Yeah. Well, that's why we do
it. Exactly. Of course. So you just see someone coming in, they're just like, I don't really need to perform. I'm happy with my wife. And you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. But even like other comedians, like I see people that are just like so bad and they're nothing and they're just getting opportunities because they just think they should. And if you go, oh, I think I should get this, people go, I don't know, maybe you should.
No one else is asking.
I don't find you funny, but if you're like demanding it and then someone gives it to like that person and then everyone goes, oh wow, he's getting opportunities, we better give him more opportunities.
Now I want to be specific about this. When you're saying that these types of people,
do you want names? Okay.
No. John Pinder, there it is. I knew it was coming, dude. It's so good. Call back it. I'm thinking like if it's just, they've got self-worth and they're maybe not like the best, but they're still a good hang, Or they're a terrible hang as well.
There's people that are terrible hangs and they suck and
still
they
moving up.
They just think they're worth something and they have that confidence.
Okay.
And people just go, okay, I guess we'll give you all the things.
Yeah, okay, sure.
And like, I just wish I had that worth or confidence to be able to be like, all right, I'm good enough. I deserve this. Can I have it?
Yeah.
Instead, it's just like me just being a weasel, just
like when you're ready. Yeah. That's the exact noise I hear. But I think you end up in the camps, hopefully, that you're meant to end up. You know what I mean? Like the self-worthy, but the shit hang. I reckon they're going to end up in, this their own thing, like the Love Islands of comedy. You know, you don't want to be in the Love Island of comedy.
You don't.
If you had to name one strength you have as a lover, what would it be? If you just have one strength as a lover, you know what I mean? Be honest, man. Totally cool.
I've got a huge
complex
dog in me that gets
such a dog. Yeah.
Done.
Oh, dude, that's sick.
I've got that dog in me.
You got that dog in you. You know what I mean? Like
you
won't take
hustle. I work. I'm a workhorse.
This is after consent. You've got the dog in you. You just like, it's all consensual, and then you're like, I'm going to get this job done.
Let it out.
There's going to be a 5-star review.
No leash.
Oh, that's so good. That's
Mate,
great.
I'm a workhorse. What I lack for in skill, I make up with hustle.
Just repetition and volume.
Yes.
Just throw volume at the problem. That's what I say.
Throw volume at the problem. Just, are you liking this?
More. Just no connection. Just more raw power.
Just decibels. Dude. That's what you want. Just sheer decibels. You know, you want that rolling orgasm.
Dude, this is so underrated. You know what I mean? You can just will an orgasm into existence. That's so cool.
Sure, yeah.
Every woman loves that.
They love it when I talk about it. And I won't stop.
On that note, which famous celebrity would you love to just punch in the face? Like guilt-free, you get no jail time, no nothing.
Oh,
you meet him and like you get to punch them out of their shoes. They just go flying.
Oh my God.
You know, you just like line one person up. And like I would love if it's someone who like everyone else thinks is great. But if it's like a low-hanging fruit like a Kim Kardashian, that's fine too.
I was going to say Trump.
Yeah, sure.
But now I feel it is low-hanging. Yeah, this guy hates
what a hero!
Yeah. So,
But Trump, would you love to give him... I think it would be funny.
It would just be really like, it'd feel good, you know?
Yeah.
Just because like he's needed... Like that whole, like I don't know if you were watching like their whole presidential campaign from the 2016 or whatever.
Yeah.
It was just like if someone just punched this dude in the face so hard, he'd be a good guy.
You reckon he'd just be like, what am I doing?
Yeah, he'd be like, what? Grab her by the... Oh, no!
No!
Donald,
no! What if, though, you just, like, you line him up and you throw this huge overhand and he just eats it? He's just like, and he loves it.
Yeah, and then he wins the
and everyone else is like
2024 election.
Donnie's like can take a hit.
Yeah.
What a guy. And then you boost him into 4 more years. That's risky, but I like it.
It's like if you went back in time, would you kill Hitler? It's like, no, because I'd try and he'd beat me and then he'd be more powerful.
Even as like a baby, he'd just fuck you up somehow.
Dude, yeah,
you don't want to lose to baby Hitler. That's always a fear of mine.
Yeah, it'd be fucking 12 million.
12? Double the numbers. Double the numbers. Which celebrity would you love to kiss in the face, though? Who would you love to just give a nice little kiss to?
What's her name? Cute girl in New Girl.
Zooey Deschanel.
Yes. Oh, she's so gorgeous.
I'd love to kiss the guy that plays Schmidt, Max Greenfield. I'd give him a nice little kiss on the head. Yeah, he's a cutie.
He's a cutie.
He's a cutie. But you like to give you like that kind of like big-eyed. Hey.
Yeah, I like a real like a pixie
star girl. Is that the archetype of the? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cutesy.
And I don't know. I think they're only attracted to me because they're very mentally unwell most of the time.
That's good.
And so most of my partners.
Yeah. and they also know you got that dog in you.
Yeah, they do know.
Zooey Deschanel knows you got that dog in you. This guy ain't gonna take
Zooey Deschanel, if you're watching.
She's not.
Bring a leash.
Bring a leash because it's coming off. All right. And to wrap it up, more of a wholesome one.
Sure.
More of a wholesome one. If you could
Israel,
go back
Palestine.
in time. Yeah. Whose fault is it?
Yeah.
If you could go back in time and have a seat like we're having now, have a little chat with young Finbar, is there anything you would say to him? Any advice you'd give just to make the road ahead a bit smoother? You know, doesn't have to be about comedy, just about life in general. Is there anything that you sort of like? Because I know you said relax, you know, and slow down, but is there anything for life that you think would make things a bit easier?
Oh my God, yeah. I think they don't love each other now, but they will get divorced and it'll be fine.
Okay. Just the mum and dad stuff.
Yeah.
And it's not your fault. And it's not your fault for me.
Sorry, you said let's end this on a lighter note, and I was
dude. You know what's so crazy? I was like dead set. I was like, he's being real. He's being real.
Oh, a little bit.
Yeah, of course. Comedian.
Mum, if you're watching,
Mum, if you're watching, bring a leash. I don't know. So it's the divorce stuff.
Yeah.
It's a tough one. I mean, how old are you now?
I'm 24 years old.
24. Yeah, I mean, we're going only back like 8 years.
Yeah, I was 17 or 18 when they got divorced.
When they got the split.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was one of those ones where it was like, oh man, everyone hates this. You hate this. We hate this.
Yeah.
What's going on? They'd like yell at each other in like the Aldi car park, and then my mum would be like, we're doing this for you, Finbar.
Yeah.
Can you not? Please don't.
Let's just go into this now, because was it quite a tumultuous like few years before the divorce? Do you know what I mean? Because I remember my parents doing the same thing where they were hated each other. They were like, we're staying together though because you need a stable home. I'm like, you should definitely break up. That would be so much healthier for us.
So things really started getting bad about 24 years ago in their marriage.
Yeah, sure.
Around the time I was born. I don't.
That's great. Yeah, no. Don't.
Hopefully, there's no correlation.
That's irrelevant. Take that out of a timeline.
Yeah.
It was just the what? It was just the late 90s.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a rough time for all. Y2K was on their minds. Yeah. Like we're here now, man. I'm sure mum and dad are proud. I'm sure.
Yeah. I love both of them.
Good.
And then I hope we don't use this segment for Instagram.
No, this will be a clip. Clip it. There'll be Adele playing in the background as well.
Yeah.
And we won't have this disclaimer bit at the end. And we'll superimpose some tears. Finbar, it's a fucking pleasure, brother. It's good to meet you.
It's good to meet you too.
Are you gigging this weekend?
Yeah, I'm on. What do we got? Three shows tonight.
Yep.
Yeah, should be sick. I can't wait.
It's gonna be belter, man.
Awesome.
Good to meet you.
Thanks so much, bro.
Thank you for the chat.
Thank you.